So we have introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm April Cali 84.
On what platforms are you present?
Okay. So we've got Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. TikTok's a big one. Instagram got deleted earlier this week with 0 violations, but whatever. I started a new one. It's fine. Fan Centro, Loyal Fans, Twitch, Discord.
So basically the full gamut of the big hitters of social media.
Well, yeah, and it didn't start out like that.
Okay,
It basically started out just with OnlyFans with nothing. But here we are.
Where did your original following start?
Okay, that's a great question. So it started off very slow. I started in May of 2020, like right after the shutdown, and it was very, very slow to start with. I did pretty well for a nobody that had nothing.
But weren't you on Reddit before all this?
Yes, I forget about that. Yeah, I was pretty big on Reddit. I guess for the Reddit community, I ended up getting a really huge platform. I don't even know what my karma was. It's like 100,000 or something. But it was something that I was just doing for fun, and it was really only after a few months of people just messaging me like, start an OnlyFans, and I was like, okay, maybe. And then
So between your Reddit presence and OnlyFans, what made you start an OnlyFans?
well, I had a lot of messages asking me to, and then I also saw a really funny meme. I just thought it was funny. I saw a meme on Facebook and it said, it was like, taking pictures so I can get a PS5, and I thought it was hilarious. And I just, by the end of the day, I set up an alternate Facebook, Instagram, everything, and I set up my OnlyFans account. Yep. Came out of the door rolling with nothing.
So in your first month of May, like, were you surprised with the money that you made, or were you disappointed?
I can't say I was surprised or disappointed because I didn't have any expectations for it in the first place.
So
I was just like, I'm gonna start this. Like, why not? I've been posting on Reddit just for fun since October of 2019. And that was just fun. It was like a kink for me. I enjoyed people like enjoying me. So it kind of, that's really where my start happened. Reddit definitely introduced me, but yeah, I wasn't surprised that I wasn't making the kind of money, and I didn't have expectations at that point. So
in your first month, what would you estimate, or do you know, like, what you made?
my first month, okay, I think I might have made like $300, maybe $400 at the most. That was my first month, and I had no idea what I was doing at all. Nothing, and I had no equipment. I didn't even have a ring light. Like what you're watching me on right now, this is a 22-inch ring light. I didn't even have a ring light. I had a home surveillance camera, and I had just regular house lights, like, you know, ceiling lights, terrible lighting. So I had nothing. I had an iPhone 7 and I was making content. And I mean, at this point, looking back, I'm like, kudos to me, because I mean, I did pretty good with what I had. It's changed a lot since then.
So that kind of points to a point of adaptability. So from May to, let's just say, September, what did you learn?
Whew. That's a big question, because there are a lot of different categories of learning and different categories of things. Like, what did I learn from filming customs? What did I learn from doing daily nudes? That's something that I committed myself to from day one. So from day one, starting OnlyFans, I committed my whole site to having daily nudes. And that was a big thing for me. And it was something that nobody else was doing. Everybody else was on the platform like, oh, here's a picture of my, you know, enjoy. And they just want the money to roll in. That's not how it works. I committed to having very consistent content all the time. And it grew from there. So,
So does that mean you were doing a photo shoot every day?
Every single day. And at first, I started out taking 200 to 300 photos every day. And I gotta admit that looking back on those photos, even without the lighting and the advanced equipment that I've invested in since then, I look back on those photos with complete endearment. It's when I was first starting out, and it's when I was putting the most effort into it and getting the least amount of return. So there's a very endearing part of it, and there's also like, oh my god, I was such a rookie. Like, oh,
so
looking back, I'm just like, oh, shoo.
So would you say that you were over providing?
At that time, yes. I was over providing because I was trying to compensate for the lack of professionalism and the lack of professional equipment that I had at the time. And I didn't know that at the time, but I was just trying to get up there in some ratings, and luckily I achieved it very quickly. I had some really big speed bumps in the meantime, but I did, even though I had those speed bumps, I still accumulated success very quickly.
So with only Reddit being your entry point at that point, what was the big turning point?
TikTok.